Hey, my friends, really glad that you're here. I want to share with you a video about how our client Hillary, who had type 1 diabetes, was able to go from insulin resistant to insulin sensitive in a matter of just 7 days. What we did, I think, will really shock you because Hillary, up until that point, was managing her type 1 diabetes with a high-fat, low-carb lifestyle since the age of around 11 for her, but was really struggling with worsening insulin sensitivity, high blood sugars, weight gain, constant anxiety. And so after discovering our program through a podcast, she finally felt like hopeful that we understood her unique challenges that came along with type 1 diabetes and that she could turn things around for good. And so she came to us after listening to that podcast because we have such a deep understanding of type 1 diabetes, not only professionally, but having lived it for me and many of the practitioners that we have as well. And so if you're new here and we haven't quite connected, my name is Isaac Pohlman. I am a registered dietitian, a fellow person with type 1 diabetes. And what we do is we help our clients improve their blood sugars for good. And the way that we do that is really dig down deep into what is going on inside of your body. We are not giving out one-size-fits-all, cookie-cutter recommendations. We're not telling you to cut out carbs. In fact, what we're going to do is help you identify your sweet spots for things like carbs and uncover the unique reasons behind your blood sugar imbalances, which often actually don't have to do with carbs at all. And so this really helps our clients to get unstuck and see improvements fast. The second thing that we help clients do is revive their metabolism, which is really this big key behind not only blood sugar, but also feeling great. And we do that through a personalized nutrition and lifestyle process so that you know exactly how to support your body without obsessing about every bite of food so that you are feeling less confused, less overwhelmed, and less stuck. And then number 3, we help you achieve carb freedom by addressing what's called mineral imbalances, which are one of the main root causes of blood sugar issues that is always overlooked. And when we can address this once, it allows clients to enjoy steady blood sugar without the guilt, right? And so if that sounds like what you were looking for as well, just DM me the word interest. And then from there, we can set up a call to see if we're the best team to be able to support you with your blood sugar and your health goals. So let's dive into Hillary. And like I mentioned, Hillary was a client of ours that she was managing type 1 diabetes with a high-fat, low-carb lifestyle since the age of 11 and was struggling with worsening insulin sensitivity, high blood sugars, weight gain, the anxiety of all of that. And up until that point, she had denied many of her favorite carbs, things like potatoes and fruits and bread, because of what she was learning from other professionals and other people with type 1 diabetes. And so that was really frustrating because the traditional advice that she was getting from endocrinologists weren't really helpful. And then the advice that she was getting from more of the functional doctors wasn't really helpful as well. And even they told her that she was their most confusing patient, right? And so that can't feel good, obviously. From her perspective, even though she was doing a lot of things to work on her health, she feared that she was on the path to diabetes complications and dialysis within 5 years. And so what we did to help Hillary is we started implementing what's called our Pohlman Method. And we focused on a few different things to help her. Number one, it was really about eating more because out of the hundreds of clients that we have worked with, one of the biggest things that we see and is often the reason why their blood sugar is so imbalanced, which was also the case with Hillary, is because they're just not eating enough. And I can prove this because if you look at a meal like yogurt and berries, let's just say, and we compare that versus, let's just say, like a sweet potato, steak, Brussels sprouts, and let's just say the carbs and the protein were, exactly the same. If we took those two different meals, which one would you feel more satisfied with? If you're feeling really hungry, which would be your go-to? It'd probably be the sweet potato, the steak, and the Brussels sprouts, right? And we intuitively know that because it's more bulky, it's more fibrous, it holds us over for longer. Versus like the yogurt and berries, I'd probably feel hungry after an hour of eating that, right? So it doesn't stick with you for very long. And that's what I find for a lot of people with blood sugar issues. A lot of times they're eating like these light meals, and they end up not supporting and nourishing their body, really stabilizing that blood sugar. And so we really shifted her mindset to this is about nourishing your body. And I think sometimes that can be hard, especially when you have a history of like gaining weight and insulin resistance. Like the intuitive approach would be, hey, I need to back down on calories. I need to back down on food. I need to eat less. But to support your body so it actually works better, so it can lose that weight, we actually still need to provide you with good solid nutrition, with good solid meals, with things that actually nourish you and help you to feel your best. And so this was one of the first things that we talked about with Hillary, to make sure that she was actually meeting her body's needs instead of working against it. And so for her, this really helped her to improve her blood sugar stability, her energy, her mood, her ability to exercise. And what she was referring to when she spoke about improving her insulin sensitivity in a matter of 7 days, this is it, right? So this was such a huge thing for her. The second thing that we focused in on was reducing stress and boosting her activity. And this is something that works so well for people that have insulin resistance, because you're actually addressing the reason why you have it to begin with. And when we think about stress, it also causes insulin resistance. It makes that insulin that you either take or you make not be able to work as well. And when that insulin is not working as well, you get higher blood sugars no matter what you're doing, right? And so a huge thing for her was helping her build up her stress tolerance so that it wasn't hindering her ability to improve her blood sugar and in her health. And so that involved with her taking breaks at work, especially when it was stressful, and trying to do that ahead of time where it was more of an everyday practice. Doing nothing, getting outside for short bursts, getting back into the gym, which she really liked, but we had to do that slowly because her energy just wasn't there. And so we started including more walks until she was at a point where she could do more of the gym stuff. And that was huge for her because it helped really boost and stabilize her mood, bring her more clarity of thought, more energy. And I think this is such a cool thing. It's one thing for you to recognize it, but her friends even noticed a visible difference of just a weight lifted off of her shoulders, which I think was so cool. And then lastly, the third thing that we did was adding in more potassium-rich foods. And for her, this also involved reintroducing foods that were a little bit scary. So things like potatoes and fruit and bread, the foods that she had avoided for years, right? And the interesting thing about many of these foods is they're also rich in potassium. And the interesting thing about Hillary is what we found on her mineral test was that she was really deficient in potassium, really deficient in sodium, and using up a lot of her magnesium. And that just suggests that our body has been stressed for some time, but also when you see like this high magnesium level, it points to that she is having a quite exaggerated stress response, and so it's still high. And there are two things that we know to improve upon this. One, it's those lifestyle factors that we talked about in the step above, so that enables our body to hold on to more minerals, so we're not just using them up. But also with mineral tests, the other part would be replenishing them. Ideally, most of this is coming through food. And so that's what makes carbs so important, especially the right ones, because many of those carbs, sweet potatoes, fruits, root vegetables, are loaded with potassium, which is so crucial for her. And so this was really a big key for her to maintain lasting insulin sensitivity, lasting stable blood sugar, which for her started, within a week and really lasted all throughout the program for her. And the reason why minerals are so important is because when our body has the right balance, like Goldilocks, it's not too cold, it's not too hot, it's just right. When our body has the right balance of nutrients, it works better in all different facets. And for her, it happened in a variety of different areas because after implementing the Pohlman Method, she saw more balanced blood sugar, boosted her insulin sensitivity within just a week. And that was while enjoying things like fruit and potatoes, right? She gained energy for her workouts and more of her outdoor activities like her walks. She feels calmer and more clear-headed and less stressed. She no longer fears the dialysis or the diabetes complications. And one of the cool things that she mentioned was she felt like this was the missing piece that she's been looking for the past 15 years. And that is so cool when we can see that, especially when someone has been through the gauntlet with their health and has gone through different practitioners and programs, has not seen the results that they would have wanted. It's so cool to see that something that is lasting and, like we said at the top, something that can be addressed once and be solved for good. And so if you want to balance your blood sugar, really restore your health for good like Hillary did, just message me the word interest, and then from there we can set up a one-on-one conversation to see if we're the best team to be able to support you with your blood sugar and your health goals.